Hey, what's up? I'm Ashley. Thank you for watching this video. And today, we're going to be talking about Yellowjackets, Season 2, Episode 7, and let's get started. When it first comes on, we see Shauna affected by the loss of her baby. And for everyone else in the cabin, you can tell that they're thinking about it too. And it doesn't help the fact that they are snowed in, so it does make you think about things more. Since you don't have anything else to do but just sit there and dwell on your thoughts until Lottie noticed that the snow had stopped. So that's when a few of them was like, let's try to get this door open. So they start pulling on the door, and eventually the door did open with a whole bunch of snow falling inside the cabin. But I don't understand, if the door was jammed with snow, how is it so easy for them to just walk outside like that? Now, I'm from LA. I don't know nothing about no snow, but my common sense is telling me if you're snowed in and cannot open your door, how is it so easy for you to just walk outside when you just had snow pressed up against your door? Make it make sense. Or is it the darkness? Did the darkness purposely snow them inside the cabin so that they wouldn't be able to get out? That's the only thing that would make sense to me. But y'all let me know. If any of y'all live in the snow where they have snowstorms, is it possible to just go outside right after y'all was just snowed in and it not be piles of snow everywhere? But since they can go outside now, we see Shauna burying her baby, but in a very shallow grave covered up with some rocks. And she's telling him, it's me and you against the whole world. And since Shauna didn't bury this baby in a 6-foot hole like you should, this is just telling me that she is not going to let this baby go, just like she didn't let Jackie go. We're probably going to see Shauna visiting this baby, holding it, rocking it, singing it a song, just like she was in there talking to Jackie like Jackie was alive. Because we know Shauna cannot let anybody go. She cannot let anybody rest in peace. She's probably going to hold on to him, keep visiting him until winter is over. And she has no choice because everybody is going to end up smelling this poor baby. They're going to be like, what's that smell? So we see Shauna in the meat shed and she starts calling out for Jackie. She's like, I need you. But you ate Jackie up, girl, so I don't know how she'll be able to appear. And the only reason why that baby is not in the meat shed is because she doesn't want everybody to know that she's back at it again. And for the simple fact that she doesn't want anybody to go in there and eat it up. Because we all know Mari and them 2 other girls that's irrelevant to me, I have to Google who they are, Jen and Melissa, will be the first 3 up in there trying to gobble it up. They're already talking about eating up Poop Girl Crystal, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But we see Shauna come back inside of the cabin after being out all day, after she was trying to hide her baby from the others and trying to call out to aid up Jackie. And we do need to point out the fact that Shauna did throw this blanket in the fire, and if this blanket comes back to life acting like it wasn't just burnt up, talking about it's magic, voila, they have a problem. But as soon as Shauna gets inside the cabin, she hears Misty humming this song, and she's like, where did you hear this song from? How do you know about this song? And Misty's like, I think I heard Crystal singing it. But Shauna didn't want to hear none of that. She just walked right up to her and hit her right in the face. She's like, you killed my baby. You killed my baby. And everybody's like, oh my God, Shauna, what are you doing? Natalie hopped in the middle. She's like, she tried her best, Shauna. And you know Taissa got to throw her little 2 cents in. She's like, you're acting insane, Shauna. Stop it. Stop it. Then she turns around and bites Van on the arm. Van's like, oh God, she bit me. Van didn't do anything. She was only trying to hold her back. Anybody can get it up in there. Anybody. Then here comes woohoo Lottie, and she's just staring at Shauna. And then so Shauna just reaches back and hits her in the face too. Lottie didn't even say anything. Shauna was just like, what you looking at me for? Whop. But then that's when Lottie puts her hands behind her back and tells Travis to take Javi out of the room. First of all, how old is Javi? He can't see nobody get a beat down. He can't see nobody get beat up. He got to leave the room. Ain't no telling what he done seen out in the wilderness, but he can't see anybody get beat up. Anyway, Lottie's telling Shauna, you have a lot of pain. It's okay to let it out. And let it out was an understatement, okay? There ain't no way I'ma be somebody's punching bag. Why would Lottie offer up herself like that? Is she feeling guilty for that whole sacrifice thing and the baby dying? She was telling Travis, yeah, we did that sacrifice, but we did get what we wanted, which was for Shauna to survive. So they were like, the hell with the baby. We want Shauna instead. So could Lottie be feeling guilty about it? And she's like, go ahead and hit me. But still, ain't no way I'ma offer myself up. This ain't offer up. This ain't offerup.com. And after Shauna got done beating her down to the ground, literally, she had the audacity to call her name Lottie. Lottie. Girl, she is not gonna answer you. Look at her. Look at her. Shauna was about to catch herself a case out there in the wilderness. She was about to catch a case. Ooh, girl. Girl. This is a beat face. And I ain't talking about makeup. Look at everybody just looking. If you're not about to go get me no ice pack, get away from me. Get away from me. All that ice outside and you're not ready to put it on my face, get away from me. So while everybody is surrounding Lottie, just looking at her and not helping her, Shauna went outside to go put her bloody hands in the snow. I bet your hands are on fire, huh? Your hands are on fire, huh? Let me know how y'all feel about that whole Lottie beatdown. But I feel like the reason why Misty got hit is because she was the one who delivered Shauna's baby and it died. And the song that she was humming is about the cycle of life and death. So that's what probably triggered Shauna to hit Misty in the first place. So then we get to this part where Misty overhears Akilah, Mari, and Jen talking about her, and Akilah's like, Misty did such a great job. I never would have been able to hold it together like she did. But then here goes meanie Mari. I can't wait for her day to come, even though she does have a point. She was like, Misty is even more psychotic than we thought she was. Why isn't she out there looking for her only friend? She probably killed her. She did try to poison Coach Ben after all. Misty's thinking, I never thought about that. So when they get back to the cabin, Misty gets everybody together. She's like, thank you for gathering here today. But since the snow has stopped, I think we should all go out there and look for Crystal. And that's when Akilah gave Mari the side eye as if she was wrong, but she just don't know. Coach Ben is like, yeah, she does have a point. Javi made it out there for those few months, so maybe Crystal can do the same thing. So they all get in a little circle and do their little wilderness prayer for Crystal, talking about, we hear the wilderness and the wilderness hears us. Then we have these other girls that don't even matter, Jen and Melissa, over there in the corner talking about, oh, if we find Crystal, it'll be a good thing. But if we don't find her, that still would not be a bad thing because then we can eat her. But then there was Misty in the other corner overhearing this whole thing, and you already know she's fuming. So they go outside and they're all calling out for Crystal. And Misty, give her an Emmy or an Oscar maybe, because she's over there, Crystal! Crystal! Where are you, Crystal? And while they're out there, Lottie is telling Taissa, since she knew where Javi was, then maybe she can find out where Crystal is. And Taissa's telling her ever since she joined her little circle thing, she hasn't been sleepwalking anymore. And that other her who probably knew where Javi was isn't there anymore. But Lottie is telling her that it never leaves you and that it's a good thing. I don't know how that could be a good thing. But then we get to this part where Misty, Mari, and Akilah are walking together, and then Misty starts crying. She's like, boo, hoo, hoo. They're like, what's wrong with you? You okay? Again, give her that Oscar. She was like, oh, oh, oh. I don't think I can bear seeing Crystal looking like Jackie, all blue, with a little song stuck in her throat. Oh, and the baby. Mari thinks it's some BS, but Akilah's like, just go back. Just go back. So while Akilah and Mari starts walking again, Misty runs the other way and she's like, I'm not going to let anybody eat you. So Misty is in a panic. She's looking through the snow, but Poop Girl isn't there. She's not where she left her. Where y'all think Poop Girl at? Did an animal come and get first dibs? But while Misty is looking for her, she sees Coach Ben on the cliff. She's like, what you doing up here? It turns into this whole thing where she's trying to talk him off of the cliff, and he's not trying to hear anything Misty is saying, so Misty thought she would threaten him. She tells him that if you jump, I'll eat your high-calorie butt meat. That's so weird. So Misty, girl, why you... Then she's like, if you jump when we get saved, I'm going to tell everybody that you impregnated Shauna and tried to impregnate the rest of us. And when she noticed that that wasn't working, he didn't care about that. She was like, I'll tell everyone that you're gay. And Coach Ben said, do it. He didn't care. So he's like, I'm still about to jump off this cliff. So this is when Misty finally starts to really cry. She's real crying. She's not faking it. And she's telling him, please don't jump. I can't take another death on my hands. Please, Ben, don't do it. So after she told him all of that, he backed up away from the cliff and he didn't jump. And Coach Ben lives to survive another day. But how many days? It's probably about 1, 2, or 3, but yet another day. But before all that happened with Coach Ben, we saw him hallucinating at the cabin. Now, I don't know if he's just hallucinating or if he's really seeing the other side. Is Paul dead somewhere? But in his hallucination, he saw Paul, and Paul was telling him he couldn't hide there and that he wasn't ready, but that he loves him. I said, what is this? what is going on? And he was looking out the window looking like a caveman. No wonder he started shaving his face. He was probably like, when I jump off this cliff, I want to look good. But you're not about to look good, because when you jump, you about to be all dismembered and disfigured. Nobody's going to be caring about your face, because when they fry you up, the hair gonna fall off anyway. And then he opened up the door and started yelling Paul's name. Taissa said, are you okay? Literally, what is going on? Now, here is where this episode had me messed up. And I should have known it was going to be some BS when we saw this scene. This episode started off fumbling the bag early. And I'm going to try to hold my rant until the end. I'm going to try. But we see Van and Taissa, and Taissa is telling Van she really thought the baby was going to make it, and Van's telling her even if the baby did make it, its mother is starving. We all are, and I think it's time for us to wake up. And Taissa looks at Van and she's like, this doesn't sound like you. Van goes on to say, I kept surviving all of this stuff out here that should have killed me, so I started to think that maybe I have some kind of purpose, but I'm not seeing it. Taissa told her, you helped me hear, see, and sleep. I never would have been able to do that without you. I would be dead without you. I need you. Van looks at her and she's like, I need you too, but I need to know why I'm still here. What was that? With only 2 episodes left, are they going to show us Taissa helping Van find her purpose? And this whole full circle thing, like Van being depressed out in the wilderness, and then her in present day. Oh, God, not her in present day. I don't even want to talk about it, but I was right. I didn't want to be right, but I was right. Did Taissa help her in the wilderness find her purpose, and then in present day, she's going to help her find a doctor? That's what better be happening. Don't get me started. I'm trying to hold my rant until the end. But we're just going to continue with adult Ty and Van when we see them getting checked in at Lottie's cult with everybody else. Van was like, I was just here to drop Taissa off. I was never going to stay, so I'm going to head out. Until Taissa was like, I'll take renewal. When everyone first gets there, they have to pick a treatment. Van's looking like, well, I guess I gotta stay now. And Van ended up picking forage. And I find it interesting that no one was able to take the same treatment, but also at the same time, the ones that they ended up picking, even though Misty's got chosen for her, they were the ones that suited them best. Taissa's renewal meant that she has to go outside and paint a building with a makeup brush, so she has to make the building new by painting it with a makeup brush. That's stupid. Get somebody else to do it. And for the fact that she actually tried, she started off trying, girl, never would have been me. But we saw Taissa outside later when she took her wedding ring off, and Van saw it too. Taissa walked up to her looking like Ty Daddy and asked her why she wasn't out doing the woohoo stuff like the rest of them. And Van's like, well, I picked forage, so that's what I did. I went to my truck and I got this bottle. Then they had this kiss that had me shaking, and I'm like, oh, it's lit over here. Until Taissa's like, I'm sorry, I would never ask you to wait for me. Van's like, I don't have any time to wait for you. Literally, I have cancer. What? Now, I predicted this a few episodes back when we saw Van throwing her bills in the trash, and the fact that she let them get past due, I was like, this is bad. She gotta be sick. I didn't want to say the C word though. Oh God. And then that whole medicine thing with the whole, this is my mom's medicine. I knew it wasn't her mom's medicine. And then to make matters worse, Van says, I only have a few months to live. I'm just gonna pass out, because that is just so dumb and so unnecessary. Not Van. Take Shauna. And I just have to say, did Ty Daddy think she wasn't cheating by taking her wedding ring off first and then going over there to kiss on Van? She talking about, yeah, of course I've been thinking about this, but come on over here too, Ty Daddy. Think about this. And just like I figured, Lottie was talking to nobody. Ain't no psychologist. So we see Lottie talking to the chair, and she's telling the chair the fact that Taissa, Van, and Shauna are now here along with Misty and Natalie. This is what it wants. This is what it's always wanted, for us to be together. And the chair is talking back to her. It's saying the reason why you're feeling all of these emotions about these women coming back here is because you felt your truest, free, and like your most authentic self when you was with them. Why can't you embrace that again? And Lottie says it's because people died, we hurt each other. And then all of a sudden, the antler queen appears in the psychologist's chair, and it says, does a hunt that has no violence feed anyone? And that's when Lottie gets up out her chair and she walks over to the empty chair like she just can't believe it, like she's just now realizing for the first time ever that no one's been in this chair. After that, she leaves the room to go tell everyone that they should go home. And they're like, what? We just got here. Natalie did convince her to hang out with everybody. She was like, come on, we're all here. So does that mean everybody else died? Because I was holding out hope for Akilah. But they all started drinking and dancing around everywhere. And Misty started telling them about Walter and how they met online. And when you know, you know. And Van's like, does he know? I don't appreciate the fact that they all shut Misty down when she was trying to bring up something that happened to them in the summer when they was in the wilderness. But it was okay for Natalie to start talking about it and everybody else. And they were just talking about how your mind suppresses bad things that happen to you because you don't want to ever think about that again. And they all blocked a lot of things out and don't remember all of what happened out there. But I wanted to hear what Misty had to say. If she got a memory, I want to hear it. And then it started snowing. Was that a sign from the darkness, or did the show think that they were trying to be clever? They're like, oh, we're going to make it snow in present day because they were in all that snow in the wilderness. But Shauna got a call from Jeff while she was there. And Jeff let her know the police found Adam's remains at this park, and he was trying to be discreet about it over the phone just in case somebody was listening in. And it's about time because we're about to be on episode 8. I don't know why Misty didn't cremate his torso like she did the rest of his body, but they about to get caught up. And the reason why I'm thinking that they found Adam's body is because of something stupid that Misty did, and we're going to talk about that when we get to Misty. But anyway, Shauna chose self-care for her treatment, and that meant she had to walk around with this goat. She didn't want this goat because it started reminding her of the baby that she lost in the woods, and it started reminding her about Callie and how she's always scared that she's going to end up losing Callie and that she has to remind herself that Callie is really hers, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if they tried to make us feel sorry for Shauna, but I don't feel sorry for Shauna. We know how Shauna feels about an animal. We saw what she did to that rabbit. So why all of a sudden is she feeling some feelings and talking about, I don't want to have to end up killing this goat at the end of the day. I don't want to have to take care of it and then kill it at the end of the day. What are you talking about, girl? And then she ended up losing the goat. It was tied up to this tree with the rope. But what is pulling on this rope gonna do, Shauna? Is it gonna make the goat appear? No. Misty started helping her trying to find this goat, and she was like, hey, if it helps, you can always pretend that this is your arty-farty lover. You loved stabbing him up. And Shauna was like, hey, this isn't a joke. I don't take killing as a joke. Oh, we know. We know how seriously you take it. I'm not about to mess with Shauna. So Misty's like, I'm the only one that took your killing seriously, and you're not even grateful. Shauna's like, I am grateful, but your hobby seems to be figuring out how to be the best SK, if you know what I mean. She's like, I helped you get rid of him, but at the end of the day, no, you didn't. But they're about to find out real quick how bad they fumbled the ball. Y'all let me know your thoughts about Shauna if y'all have any. And now we're going to move on to Misty. Her treatment was guidance. That's why we see Misty getting inside of this sensory deprivation tank. She tried to get out of it. That's why we saw her in the woods with Shauna, but Lisa tracked her back down. And when she gets inside of this tank, we end up seeing one of the worst scenes in Yellowjackets history. I hate musicals, and instead of giving us some real dialogue, they decided to throw this musical in here. We're inside of Misty's brain somehow, some kind of hallucination, and we see her bird Caligula dancing around. We see Walter dancing around too, and then we see Caligula in human form. She asked him, when people look at me, do they just see someone who's desperate for love? Some kind of a murderer? He tells her, you're not a murderer. You're a closer. So that's when Misty gets out of the tank and she decides to call Walter. And when she's calling Walter, she's being all goofy and stupid, typical Misty. And she tells him, you were right about the thing. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? She didn't say exactly what thing she was talking about, but it's insinuated that he was right about what she did to Adam. Also told him that his grandma seems like a great person after he told her that his grandma offed his grandfather and went to jail and all that. But girl, that don't even matter because you slipped up and you've been slipping up. You didn't get rid of Adam's torso. You said that would be okay. And now you over here telling Walter what you done did. We're gonna end up on a huge cliffhanger, and I don't appreciate it. And I don't know what's going on with Natalie. I don't know what's going on with her. She's so woosah now. She's making it seem since she's been there for a week, everything's going good, but you was just sad. What you been eating? Who been putting something in your food? Who been putting something in your drink? Because this don't sound like you. Now here is my little rant, and this is only my opinion. We all have one. But for me, this was probably the worst episode yet. And this episode had so much potential. It could have been the best episode we've had yet. And I'm including season 1 in this too. Maybe because I had such high hopes for this episode because we were finally going to see all of them together. And yeah, the best moments that we had were seeing them all together in present day and when they were back in the wilderness, even though Lottie did get beat up to a pulp. That was the best moments of the episode, in my opinion. With all of them being together, finally, we could have found out some really good information. When they were doing their treatments, those were the worst parts of the episode to me, along with Coach Ben's hallucination in the cabin. Y'all better hurry up and make this make sense, because I'm tired of seeing Coach Ben hallucinating in the cabin. I'm tired of Mari. Is she pit girl or not? Because I'm starting to think that it could be this girl right here, Jen. We only have 2 episodes left. We need some answers to everything. And the fact that we're on episode 7 and it took them this long to confirm that Van has cancer is just ridiculous. They could have told us when we saw the medicine in the medicine cabinet. Why is Van sick in the first place? Why it gotta be Van? And as soon as Taissa and Simone are about to get divorced and Taissa can finally be with Van, don't know why they broke up in the first place, Van got cancer? Only a few months to live? So does that mean she gonna even make it into season 3? A few months? I don't appreciate that whole outside moment when Teen Van was telling Taissa, I don't know my purpose. They give us that sad scene about Van, and then they're gonna tell us Van got cancer. Throw it in the trash. If I ever watch this episode again, I will be fast forwarding this musical. I just hate them so much. I feel like they could have done something better. But it does make sense at the same time that Misty would be the one having this hallucinating musical dream thing. And all of a sudden, you want to create feelings for Shauna. She cares about the goat. It makes her think about Callie and the Woods baby. Aw, I don't care. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comments so we can talk about it. And if you haven't already and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.